Why?
I want to record it for the cloud.
Okay, so again, thank you for coming. I know some additional people will be jumping on. If for some reason you cannot hear me clearly because I have this crazy mask on, would you please just type in and ask me to speak louder? We're in a public building, therefore we have to have a mask on. I'd like to remind everyone, please, that this meeting is recorded and it will be published. Our meeting tonight is a neighborhood council board meeting, and we have some of the board members and team are in the room here, and some are zooming in from home. Some of the people who are on our team that you'll probably hear from tonight, or at least you'll see, would be myself, Kathy Brown. Marie Koski is in the room. Lynn is at her home. Brenda Spalding is at home. Peggy Shea is at home. Farah is at home. Irene is at home. John Koski is with us. David Russo is with us. Justin Doyle is looking in from home. Andrew Stevenyoff from the Sheriff's Department is looking in from home. And Ayanna Crawford is here from Representative Ramos's office. So thank you very much for being here tonight. Okay. As we do at all of our meetings, we remind everyone that we need all the help we can get, all the volunteers that we can get in order to, for us, your neighbors, to work to protect, improve, and preserve quality of life. So if you have any skills or know of someone who has some computer skills or graphic skills or planning skills or cleaning skills or organizing skills, almost any skill that you have, we could use a couple of hours worth or more than that. So please feel free to get in touch with us, because we can only do as much as we do because of our wonderful team of volunteers.
Okay.
Question? Okay, sorry. City services continue to operate. I'm reminding people that if your snow is still call 311 and let them know. Also, if you have non-working street lights, call 311 and be as clear as you can as to where those street lights are not operating, and the system will get working so that they will get fixed. I know quite a few people, quite a few of the people in the neighborhood have been calling Western Mass Electric, have been calling the city. And I am told that it does take a little while because there are 3 different things they have to do. They get the phone call and it says the light is out. So they write it down and they send somebody out, and that the person goes and says, okay, the light bulb is out. The light bulb is the problem, or if it is the problem, they fix it. If it's not the problem, then they have to put it on another list, and they have to say the wires and the poles might be the problem. So they send somebody else out to look at the wires and the poles. If that's the problem, they'll fix it, and if not, then they have to send it to another team of people who take care of the wires in the street. So that's why some of these things are taking longer than we would expect. It's not like changing your light bulb at home. So, but thank you for all of you who have been turning in those locations where streetlights are out. And I'm told that you do not have to have the pole number, but if it's in front of 29 Edendale Street, let them know that. If it's at the corner of Meriden and St. James, let them know that. Okay? So we have a couple of updates on traffic. The neighborhood council has sent a formal request to the traffic commission for improvements on the Bowles Park and East Street at intersections. We gave them some suggestions for some short-term solutions and some longer-term solutions. We're hoping to be at a traffic commission meeting within the next 3 weeks to discuss that, and we will keep you informed. But if anybody has any comments or suggestions, please get in touch with us, send us an email. We'll be glad to make sure your comments or questions get sent along to the city. An additional request that we've made John, thank you for your leadership on it. We've sent a letter to the Traffic Commission requesting that Page Boulevard near the Bircham Street area have the speed limit reduced and made consistent. And we've also asked for some turning lanes to be placed there. That currently is under study. As we reported at one of our previous meetings, the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission is working on a small traffic study that's doing traffic count and speed count to help buckle that whole project together. So we're glad that that's moving forward. And again, John, thank you for your leadership on that. Questions on those two topics? Okay, thank you. We have a schedule now for Check Your Speed events, and we're going to start those events in April. That's where we take the large Check Your Speed signs, stand on the street, try to slow traffic down, and the police officers, and most of the time, are down the road stopping people if it doesn't slow them down. We are going to need, we're doing one a month, at least one a month for most of the months between April and October. And what we'll need, back to the volunteers, is at least 7, if not more, neighborhood volunteers to help us at each one of those events. It's an hour, doesn't take a lot of energy. It's actually kind of fun. So if you are on a street that you know has some traffic issues, give us a call. And I know we'll be doing the St. James corridor again. I'm sure we'll be doing the Page Boulevard corridor again. And certainly there are other locations in East Springfield that we can do. But it's going to revolve around where do we have a cadre of volunteers who can help us manage those projects. The Neighborhood Council is pleased to inform everyone that we are the recipient of what's called a Neighborhood Council Awareness Grant. And we've been allocated a little over $6,000 through an emergency preparedness grant that's was given through to the city. And we will be using that money between now and the end of June to have some neighborhood meet and greets, to get information out through door hangers, to do a poster contest on urban planning with the children, to have some bookmarks handed out so that, again, it tells people how to get in touch with neighborhood councils and how we can help the community and how the community can help us. You'll be hearing more about that as we move through the next several months. One thing that we're desperate for is some help with somebody who knows about graphic design, because we're going to be creating some pamphlets, some information. So if you're pretty good at graphic design, or if you're pretty good at posters or banners, we'd love to have 3 or 4 hours of your time so we can brainstorm with you and you can help us with some of the technical abilities that we are shy of. Okay. I'm reminded that the Community Preservation Act grants are due in, I think, the end of March. East Springfield Neighborhood Council has applied for a whole pile of them over the years. The Veterans Memorial, the basketball court at Angelina we were involved in, the walking path here at Marshall Roy that's going to start in the fall, in the fall of 2022, and also the spray structure. We don't have any brilliant ideas at this moment for submission.
I do.
Oh, okay. So, all right, Maria, that's right. So we're looking for ideas. We're looking to start putting stuff together so that we can again submit. We've been very lucky. I guess we've honed some of our talents a little bit, and we've been successful in every single grant we've applied for thus far. So, so kudos to the team and out there for helping to make that happen. Onward to marijuana. For your information, the marijuana special permit for 299 Page Boulevard, where the company wants to cultivate marijuana. It was held, the public meeting was held on January 24th, and that meeting was continued. It wasn't voted on. So we have no determination at this point if the city council is going to approve that special permit or not. If you're interested in the meeting, you can go on to Focus Springfield, and the whole meeting is actually there from last Monday night, and you can watch it. There's also another meeting tonight, probably still going on, with, I think, 3 other cannabis special permits, but not in East Springfield. But it is going on, and then you can go on to Focus Springfield, the public access, and see those meetings. Any questions thus far? The Page Boulevard strip, we've talked about that a bit. We wanted trees there, and we wanted some curbings, and I think at the last meeting, we reported that some of us had a meeting with economic development and several other people from the city, the park department, and the DPW. And we expect that within about 2 weeks, we will be sitting down with that team of people to see what the immediate plan is for additional trees for that area and possibly some curb cuts and sidewalk situations, improvements. So we're very excited about that. And I think it will make our neighborhood far more walkable.
Yeah, did you skip? Did you miss North Star?
No,
Did I not
yes,
hear you?
I did. Where is it?
Above Page Boulevard.
Oh, yes, I did. Thank you. Last Monday night, there was a special permit hearing at the city council meeting for a change in petitioner. North Star Pulp and Paper is in the process of selling their entire business to Casella. And the city council heard it, and they will be making their final vote at one of their upcoming meetings. There seem to be no problems with that special permit because basically we renegotiated that special permit 2 years ago, and we were able to get everything that needed to be in it. And now it's just a change of petitioner or change of owner. Okay. The plaza, Springfield Shopping Plaza continues to have some potholes, continues to have a few maintenance issues. We, for about a year and a half, have been meeting with the management monthly via phone call. And over the past 2 months, those phone calls have ceased because we can't seem to get our schedules to line up. We're going to make a greater effort to see if we can make those start back up again in the middle of this month. The meetings, phone calls seem to cease at the point that the bank bought back the loan. So we don't know what might be going on here, but we're anxious to make sure that we stay in the loop on what's going on, not just to deal with potholes and trash and litter or other security issues, but to find out what does this bank now have in mind for the future development of the plaza. It's a big piece of property in it. Although it technically is in Hungry Hill, as you know, East Springfield Neighborhood Council and Hungry Hill work very closely together on this project. Any questions on that? Tiana, did you have a message or something from Representative Ramos's office? So she might have stepped away.
Saturday, she has living with us still at the meeting.
Right. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, did you have a couple of comments or something from the office of the rep?
So we just wanted to let you know that we're certainly looking forward to collaborating with you all and helping you get some of those ARPA funds. And so we want to make sure that we are giving you some, updates on how to apply, and then looking at ways that we can help you to sort of think about events and festivals and things of this nature that you all are planning, so that we can help put that in the budget.
Thank you. We appreciate that. We do appreciate it. Okay. All right, let me continue to move on if there are no questions. The other day, we received communication from Eastman that they are, again, that's in technically in Indian Orchard, but it's right on our boundary. And we keep very close communication with them. They are implementing some voluntary upgrades to their air quality system. So we're pleased that they're doing that. They're not mandated to do it. They're already up to speed. So we appreciate their proactive approach to the air quality equipment that they have on site. Justin, did you have a couple of comments? Justin is with us tonight because he's representing the John Boyle O'Reilly Club.
Yeah, would you like me to review kind of what I went through at the start?
Thank you.
Yep. So as Kathleen mentioned, I'm here representing the John Boyle O'Reilly Club, which is obviously been a part of East Springfield for quite some time. So I think it's no secret that anybody on Facebook or any sort of social media probably saw that, like many other businesses, they were drastically affected by COVID and being shut down and not being able to, run any of their events. So want to at least spread some good news. So one of the things that they had started up probably about a year ago, had to take a couple of months off just because of the recent spike in COVID that hopefully is beginning to be mitigated a little bit anyways. They will be holding a breakfast on March 6th. Anybody's welcome to join and come, buffet style from 8:30 to 11. I believe that's the first Sunday in March 6th. All signs are pointing to everything with St. Patty's Day being back up and running this year. So that's obviously a huge draw for the John Boyle O'Reilly Club. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Continuing, some of the projects that they're going to be working on and started to put together some RFPs for is that it's been quite some time that they've needed a new roof, and the cost is pretty substantial from labor and materials. They're looking at anywhere from 40 to 50,000 in costs. So we're certainly looking at all avenues in terms of raising funds for that as well. I think one thing that we've noticed over the last few months anyways is that membership has continued to grow substantially. The month of November, they added 17 new members. Month of December was 12. And then this past Sunday, they added another 6 members. So things seem to be pointing in the right direction over there for the JBO, which is great to see, being a staple point in East Springfield. So, we're definitely, happy and appreciative of any support from, the East Springfield Neighborhood Council, and I'm happy to answer as many questions to the best of my ability if anybody has any.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Does anyone have any questions for Justin? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
A couple of other things for the agenda tonight. We are in the process of starting to create a newsletter for February or early March so that we can get some information out. And some of the information that we will put in it will be our Check Your Speed events. We have some tentative dates for those. You don't have to write them down, but at least you'll see that we have one scheduled tentatively for April 12th, May 23rd, June 14th, and then they go through August, September, and October. We also are scheduling, and this is tentative, but we're scheduling a best cleanup for June 8th. And then our National Night Out event will be August 2nd. It's a Tuesday. We also we are told the city is going to be doing free movies in our parks, so we will support those movies in any way we can. And we expect 2 of them to be in July and 1 of them to be in August. But again, those are still tentative. Back to the council awareness grant. One of the projects that we're doing will be to have at least 6 neighborhood meet and greets. So we're going to ask, and we could use some volunteers, for a resident to say, I want to have a meet and greet on my front lawn with 7 or 8 or 9 of my neighbors, so that we can just get together for maybe some brownies or punch and cookies and talk about the neighborhood, catch up, because everybody's been locked in their homes for COVID. So we're gonna be doing at least 6 of those between now and the end of June. So if you're interested in hearing more, please get back in touch with us, because I think they're gonna be fun events. We're working on getting some informational material. Again, that stuff that I was talking about that we need to create and that we need some graphics people for, and some bags, etc. So I think it's gonna be an exciting spring, and we'll all get a chance to get reacquainted with each other. And we are hoping, maybe come March, maybe, that we will be meeting back in person, but we still have to wait for some guidance on that. We also have on our agenda, write it down, November 26th is going to be our 2nd annual tree lighting extravaganza. So plans are in the works. Plans are in the works. Let me open this up to anybody who's has a question or a comment. Please, now is the time. An issue that you'd like to have us address? Anybody? Brenda, I can't hear you if you're trying to talk. You're muted. Brenda's muted.
I can't hear you.
Okay, she's working on it.
Yeah, Kathy, this is Irene. I'm calling in from the car. I'm still trying to make my way, so I'll have a gazillion questions for you at a later point. But no, I'm excited about the pop-up event. So as you know, I'm already ready to go for that. I'm hoping other community members join us in doing that. I think it's going to be fantastic. But yeah, so I'm ready to go to schedule that as soon as the weather gets a little bit better, and I'm hoping some more folks join us.
Super.
Okay. Am I unmuted now?
How you were unmuted, go for it, Brenda.
I was just gonna say the city did a great job last week. Who thought they would be trimming shrubs, but all the shrubs at the veterans site were all green, and they did a great job with the cleanup, and they trimmed everything.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. And it does look very nice.
And you don't expect it in the middle of winter, but the shrubs are still green.
I'm delighted because we did bring it to their attention that they hadn't been done, and they said, don't worry, it's on the list. We're going to get to it. So they did. So
They did,
delighted, absolutely delighted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brenda.
no problem.
Question from Deborah. She's asking about the street lights. One of the people who was asking about them was Deborah, and that's where I did follow up. The city is still anxious to get all of the street lights up and going. They're still encouraging people to call in. The mayor is frustrated that it's taking as long as it is to get the street lights up and going, but he said it's critical that we continue to let him know, let 311 know where they are. Just for the sake of Deborah, there are 3 different steps, as you probably already know. They have to send somebody out to see if the light bulb needs changing. If the light bulb needs changing, they fix it. And if it's not the light bulb, then they have to send somebody out to look at the pole and the wiring in the pole. If it's not the wiring in the pole, then they have to send somebody out to look at the wiring in the ground. So that's why there is what seems to be a significant delay in some cases. And in some cases, they're just not getting to it fast enough because of staffing. But when I spoke with the mayor's office today, they said, please tell people they're doing the right thing. Keep calling, keep turning those in, and we're going to I was advised that the mayor gets a report at least once a month, if not more, of the number and the locations of the streetlights that have been repaired. And I think they said last month it was like 139, or one of the past 2 months it was 139, which is considered a significant number. Although I was told that we have a whole lot of streetlights that are out, and I know that. So Deborah, that's the report that I have back for you. Okay, any other questions or comments?
Yeah. The city did a great job this year. There were no cars on my street in either direction. It was wonderful
Good job.
in the storm. It was great.
Angie, anything from you? We appreciate being here.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Okay, no, thank you. All right, any other questions or things that we should follow up on? What are we missing?
I know we heard on the St. James Avenue construction was that it was a 75% And I think the last we heard was construction, actual work begins this summer.
That's what I was last told,
Right.
construction to begin 2022 in the summer.
Haven't
We
heard
can
anything.
follow up on
Right.
that, though. We can follow up on that. I don't know when they're gonna put, and to that question is, we did communicate with the city again, that when that St. James Avenue, St. James Avenue, Cruise Street area starts to be done, we are expecting Hobart Street to have sidewalks. If, whether it's the state that pays for it or the city, but that needs to be part of that project, and we will stay on that for safety reasons.
Very good.
So thank you. Anything else? I see a comment that says they were working on the bridge today. Yeah, that's the bridge over by, over the dry bridge on St. James Avenue. Fine. If there are no other questions, what I'd like to do is to, again, thank you for coming and tell you that our next meeting will be February 15th. There will be a police and board meeting. And if you have any comments or questions or things you want to send in our direction prior to that meeting, please do so. And that will make our agenda more efficient. And if you have an issue, we can get to the police officers beforehand so that they can have an answer for us. But thank you very much. Let me close this meeting and we'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
All right, get out of here.
What's that?
Let's go.
Are we still recording?
Oh, we will,
Yeah, we're
we will
still
stop.
recording.